Hi, I'm Daniel Sturridge and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to Redmen TV. It's your daily dose of Liverpool news. We've got 4 stories I'm going to be covering this morning, and they are as follows. Kev Stewart getting a new contract. Lazar Markovic apparently convincing Marko Grujic of the wondrous world of Liverpool. Daniel Sturridge and Christian Benteke being linked with moves to West Ham United. And Jese Rodriguez from Real Madrid being linked to the Reds as well. I'm going to start with Sturridge and Benteke because I have it open in front of me here. West Ham being linked with a £45 million double swoop for Benteke and Sturridge, according to everyone's favourite legitimate source of news relating to football and, more importantly, Daniel Sturridge, the Brentwood Gazette. Now, let's just look at this a little bit more objectively, because we've been talking about Daniel Sturridge a lot forever since we've had him, basically, let's be fair, but moreover in recent months when his injury problems have just persisted and we're all kind of looking there going, what do you do with Daniel Sturridge? Because if he gets fit, he's a world-class striker and you've got no issues there because you've got a world-class striker. If you can't get him fit, you've got 2 choices. You either manage him through, so you say, well, we're going to get 20 games out of him a season. He's probably going to score 10 goals in that. That's 10 goals that you didn't have, that you were struggling to get elsewhere. That's fine. Or you say, get rid. Cut your losses. He's a drain on the resources. He's a high-wage earner. You can get someone young, better, and available to play more football matches in your squad and move on. What do you do with him if you go with the latter? Well, who do you sell him to? Because everyone said, well, you can't sell him to certain clubs because they wouldn't have him because of his injury track record. And I basically said that a club like Newcastle would be all over Daniel Sturridge because, A, they love injured players, and B, they would be prepared to take a bit of a punt on him because they need that kind of quality, and they're not in the market to buy somebody who can score those goals, so they would love a little bit of Daniel Sturridge. I actually think West Ham would fit into that category as well. I think West Ham and Newcastle are the archetypes of a club who would go, yeah, great, we'll have a bit of him. All that being said, no, I just don't see. I don't see us selling. And moreover, I don't see us selling 2 centre forwards to West Ham for £45 million. That looks like complete bollocks, and it's not too surprising because the only time I've heard of the Brentwood Gazette, they were doing some shit there about Sturridge a few months ago as well. So there you go. Take that with not even a pinch of salt, not even a grain of salt. No salt. Take that with no salt. Well, that being said, because of the Andy Carroll thing in the past and the Stewart Downing thing, I guess, as well, there's track record say that West Ham will take some of our players off us if we need them to. So it's not completely outside the realms of possibility. I wouldn't put the house on it. Okay, next off, apparently Lazar Markovic has been saying nice things about Liverpool Football Club, which I don't think anyone thought was going to be a thing. Obviously he's out on loan at Fenerbahce at the moment. We know Marko Grujic is coming in for £5.1 million from Red Star Belgrade in the summer. Apparently he said, the quote is, I spoke with Lazar Markovic and he told me good things about the club. Get in, Lazar! He told me that Liverpool's a great club. Okay. The pressure and expectations are enormous, and the first 2 or 3 months are the most important. So that's the first bit. He told me that Liverpool's a great club. I mean, it's great that he's saying that, but it feels like he's kind of reading from a crib sheet somehow. Like, is your PR sheet for Liverpool Football Club? I don't think, hopefully, he needed Markovic to tell him that. But anyway. What is interesting is I will have to prove myself during that period and show my qualities. I will have to show what I'm made of. I am very confident. It's interesting because Markovic was very much like that when he came in. He was very confident. He'd won like 2 or 3 back-to-back titles over 2 different leagues and thought he could come in and win the league with Liverpool. And you can't fault that optimism. But obviously it didn't quite work out for him. But it's interesting. I like the fact that he's basically said, like, listen, don't cock up the first 3 months like I did, because you're on a hiding to nothing and you've got a lot to claw back in terms of your relationship with the fans and what have you. I think there'll be less pressure on Grujic for a start because Klopp's brought him in and everyone loves Jurgen Klopp. Secondly, because we've paid a fraction, an actual fraction, it's a quarter of what we paid for Lazar Markovic. There you go. You just don't get math on many other YouTube channels. maybe Vsauce. Speaking of which, Aubrey's done a starting 11 prediction for tonight's show. Go and check that out. So yeah, no, I like the fact that he's doing that. You want to see that, and hopefully it bodes well for Markovic potentially coming back in the summer. It's just your thoughts. I mean, just in a general sense, would you have Lazar Markovic back at Liverpool in the summer? The other piece of news that I wanted to discuss: Kev Stewart signed a new contract, came out last night. I actually saw it via the Liverpool Instagram page, which is weird. But yeah, he's 22 years old. We know he's made his break into the Liverpool team this season. He's really impressed me, and I think he's at that age now where if he doesn't get game time between now and the end of the season, is he really going to feature going forward? He's a saleable asset, and yet at that age where he's not a kid anymore, much like Teixeira, I guess. So big couple of months coming up for him, and I hope he gets his chance. I really do, because we're talking about bringing in Ignacio Camacho. Grujic is already coming in. We could see the likes of Joe Allen and Lucas Leiva move on and what have you, but I don't think you if you can promote from within. I know Kev Stewart's not come through the ranks. We got him from Spurs a couple of seasons ago. But I'd rather have, if we can develop someone who's already on the books, better. There's no need to go out and spend. He could save us £5-10 million potentially if he's good enough to feature in. Let's say, even if it's just the cup games, and say we're only in the Europa League next season, the Europa League games, the FA Cup games, and the League Cup games, good on him. And he's impressed enough that we saw him come off the bench at Aston Villa. Played well in the cup games, particularly against West Ham. He's at the stage now where if you told me he was starting, okay, maybe he's not starting the cup final at the weekend, but if you told me he was starting the Premier League games from now and the end of the season, I'd be happy with that. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest, and I'd look forward to seeing what he could do. So no, really good piece of news to get stuck into and start the day off. So there you go. The last one we want to talk about is the Real Madrid forward Jese Rodriguez. I've gone full on Spanish pronunciation with that. Rodriguez. He's apparently, this is in the Echo, apparently found it hard to nail down a starting berth at Real Madrid. Understandably so, I guess. He's been capped at every level for Spain, every youth level, scored 15 goals and 76 appearances for Real Madrid. I actually don't know where the origins of that is, because I couldn't be bothered looking any more depth of detail on that. But is Rodriguez the kind of player that you think Liverpool should be targeting in the summer? Does he fit the mould? Because, if we can't buy, we're not going to go out and buy Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale. We're not going to get Luis Suarez back anytime soon. That kind of stuff. So we've talked about this in terms of like getting guys who are ready to make that step up. Would Rodriguez fit the mould on that? I don't know. I've not seen anything. If you've played with him, I'm getting nods from Tom. Yes?
He's very good.
He's very good. On FIFA?
No, in real life.
In real life? Great. So yeah, those are your thoughts. If you've played with him on Footy Manager and FIFA, how good is he? I genuinely don't know. Ben, do you like him?
Good on Footy Man.
He's good on Footy Man. That's good enough for me. Get him signed, Jürgen. Okay, yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Check out the rest of the content. We're doing our Cup Final special, filming that today. Chris is back. It's him, it's me, it's Aubrey, and it's Steve Hoare as well. That'll obviously be going out just after Thursday's game. But yeah, we've got loads of content leading up. We haven't got loads of content. We've got like 2 videos leading up to Augsburg because it's a busy week. We're going to have amazing Cup Final content coming up as well. So do stay tuned on the YouTube channel for that. I'll be back with more Liverpool news tomorrow morning. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ra. The second is about Ignacio Camacho, the Malaga midfielder. And the last is about former manager Brendan Rodgers.